Welcome to a deep dive on open banking. We're going to be unpacking some fascinating articles and research on this financial tech revolution. The one that everyone's saying is going to completely change how we bank, spend, maybe even think about money.
Yeah, it's huge. What we're really seeing here is a massive power shift from institutions, right, to individuals. And it's not just like about the tech itself, but what it means for you. Having more control over your own financial life.
Okay, so for someone like me, paint me a picture. What does this look like on an average day?
Okay, so imagine this. You get up, you grab your phone, and boom, you're checking all of your accounts. And I mean all of them, from different banks, all in one place.
Okay.
Yeah, no more like juggling a million apps, just a clear, snapshot of your whole financial world.
Okay, so that already sounds like way more convenient than what I'm doing now.
Right.
Is that where open banking starts and ends, or is there more to it?
Oh, no, that's just the very, very beginning. We're talking like personalized financial advice, the kind that's tailored to your spending habits. Loan applications that are processed in minutes, not days. Payments, you just send them as easily as sending a text, that kind of thing.
Wow.
It's all about streamlining and democratizing, I guess you could say, financial services.
So this is making me think back to that article we saw about Apple, integrating open banking directly into their wallet apps.
Exactly. Yep. Back in September of 23, Apple actually started letting UK users check their bank balances right from their iPhones.
Oh, yeah?
So that's a perfect example of open banking in action. And get this, Juniper Research, they're predicting open banking payments could hit $330 billion globally by 2027.
$330 billion.
With a B. That's a whole lot of transactions happening outside the traditional bank.
No wonder every one of their mothers talking about this. But how does it even work? What's the magic behind open banking?
So it all boils down to these things called APIs.
APIs.
Yeah, just think of them like secure digital tunnels, basically, that allow your financial data to flow between, your bank and those other authorized financial apps and services.
Okay.
But, and this is important, you're the one who controls the flow, right? You choose which apps can access, go through those tunnels, and you can shut off access whenever you want.
So it's not like I'm just handing over my bank login to every fintech company out there.
No, not at all. It's more like you're entering into, these data sharing agreements with each provider. You're in the driver's seat. And those APIs, they're built with really, really strict security protocols and regulations. Plus, you're never actually handing over your banking login.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better. But even with all that, the security and everything, there's got to be some risk.
Right.
What about data breaches or vulnerabilities with these third-party apps?
Yeah. You're right to ask that. That's the million-dollar question. And it's exactly why we need to really dive into the potential challenges here. Because anything new, especially when we're talking about something as important as our money, well, there are always two sides to the coin.
So let's talk about those, the challenges. What are we actually talking about here?
Well, I think a really big one is standardization. Because right now, different countries and even different companies within those countries, they're all using different rules and systems for open banking.
So it's kind of like everyone's driving on the same highway, but some people are following different traffic laws.
Yeah, exactly. And that obviously is going to cause confusion.
Right.
And compatibility problems. And it's just, we really need everyone on the same page with these clear, consistent standards for how the data is shared and how it's secured.
Makes sense. So, okay, standardization, that's one speed bump on the road to open banking utopia. What else?
Another big one is interoperability.
Interoperability.
Yeah, so basically we need to make sure that all of these different financial apps and services can seamlessly talk to each other.
So no more digital border crossings where my banking app just refuses to share data with my budgeting app or something.
Exactly. The smoother the communication is between these different platforms, the more powerful, and the more user-friendly the whole open banking experience becomes. But, it requires a lot of behind-the-scenes collaboration and coordination.
Yeah, it seems like collaboration kind of keeps coming up here. Open banking isn't just about, the technology. It's about building this whole new ecosystem.
Yeah, 100%. And like any ecosystem, it needs that balance, right, to really thrive.
Right.
And we've talked a lot about, the tech side, but then there's also the human element too.
The human element, you mean getting people to actually trust it and use it.
Exactly that. Because right now there's still, there's some confusion out there, even a little bit of fear, I think, surrounding open banking.
Understandably.
Yeah, I mean, people hear data sharing, right? And they automatically go to like the risks involved.
Totally, because we've all heard those horror stories about, data breaches and identity thefts and all of that.
Right, and that's why like transparency is so important and education. Financial institutions, tech companies, they need to be upfront about how that data is being used, what measures are in place to protect it. They need to show consumers why open banking is worth embracing.
Right, like build that bridge of trust, right? We need to see that it's got like sturdy safety rails before we're just going to walk across.
100%. And on the other side of that bridge, there's this whole world of like potential benefits waiting to be unlocked.
Okay, I think you've convinced me. Open banking sounds amazing, but it's like not without its challenges. But I want to talk more about those benefits now. What are like some of the most exciting possibilities, the things that it unlocks for like, everyday people like me?
Well, I think for starters, it has the potential to just make managing your money way easier and less stressful. So imagine like all of your financial info, right? Neatly organized in one place. You can clearly see your income, your spending, your savings goals.
Okay, so no more like logging into 5 different accounts just to get a sense of where I stand financially. I like it.
Exactly. And it's way more than just, convenience. Imagine getting like personalized financial advice that's actually tailored to your situation without having to like, go hire some expensive financial advisor.
So instead of getting like those generic tips that I see in all blog posts, I could get advice that's specifically designed for me, for my risk tolerance, my financial goals, all of that.
Right, exactly. Open banking lets these algorithms analyze all of your financial data, and then it can actually give you like customized recommendations for, budgeting, saving, investing, even debt management.
That sounds incredibly empowering, like having a financial coach in my pocket.
Yeah. And it's not even just about managing your own money, but open banking can also make it easier to send and receive payments, domestically and internationally.
So no more like waiting forever for an international wire transfer.
Yeah.
Or dealing with those ridiculous fees.
Exactly. It can streamline the whole process, make it faster, cheaper, more secure. And it's also got the potential to unlock a ton of innovative financial products and services.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, so think like micro investment platforms where you can invest your spare change, or like peer-to-peer lending platforms, they connect borrowers and lenders directly, or even AI-powered insurance policies where like your premium adjusts based on like your actual driving habits.
Okay, you're just showing off now.
They know, right?
These all sound like services that could actually make a difference in people's lives,
Exactly. And that's like what makes open banking so exciting.
Yeah.
It's not just tech for tech's sake. It's about using technology to actually help people, to empower consumers, and create a financial system that's more inclusive and accessible.
So we're talking about like a future where managing your money is less about, wrestling with spreadsheets and more about like personalized insights and smart tools.
Yeah, exactly. It's about shifting the focus away from, all that complicated financial jargon to something that's actually user-friendly, intuitive experiences, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
Especially for people who like, maybe they feel intimidated by the traditional financial system, right?
Absolutely. And it's not just about making things, like easier. It's also about like opening up these opportunities that maybe were totally out of reach before.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Yeah.
How does open banking level the playing field like that?
Well, let's say you've got someone who's, new to credit, or maybe they don't even have a traditional credit history.
Right.
Open banking can actually allow lenders to assess their, credit worthiness based on a much wider range of data, like, their bill payments or their spending habits, things like that.
Ah, okay. So instead of being judged solely on that credit score, they can like actually demonstrate their financial responsibility in other ways.
Yeah. Exactly. And that can like open doors for, entrepreneurs or freelancers or anyone who like maybe doesn't fit neatly into those like traditional lending boxes, right? It's about creating a financial system that's, more inclusive, one that recognizes someone's potential, not just their, past performance.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm starting to see how this is like so much bigger than just like some convenient apps,
Right.
We're talking about a fundamental shift in how people like access and manage their money.
Yes, exactly. It's about giving that power back to the individual so they can actually take control of their financial lives and make smart decisions. Decisions that, align with their goals.
This has been like an incredible deep dive. We went from, the nuts and bolts of APIs to this future where like our financial lives are just like seamlessly integrated, totally personalized. It's a lot to take in.
It really is.
But I think the key takeaway here is that open banking, it's all about, you,
Yeah, 100%.
the consumer. It's about giving you more control, more transparency, just like more opportunities in the financial world.
Yep.
So as we're, all kind of navigating this new landscape, what's like the most important thing for people to remember?
I'd say stay curious, stay informed, and don't be afraid to like actually explore the possibilities out there because, open banking is still evolving, which means the best is yet to come.
And on that note, that is a wrap on our deep dive into the world of open banking. Hopefully we've given you a sense of, not just the potential here, but the challenges and the incredible opportunities that are ahead. Now it's your turn to kind of, dive in, discover what open banking can do for your financial journey. Thanks for joining us.